Hello Leo Virgo, thank you so much for coming to my channel. Happy birthday Leos. Happy birthday. Thank you to all my viewers and subscribers. I had to take a time out. The energy was really strong. A lot of stuff's going on, and because Leo moon obviously, or I think the moon is in Aquarius actually, but it's in your zodiac. So, if that makes sense. But yeah, so I'm back. Thank you so much for understanding. I'd like to tell you also, I have a couple new decks I'm going to introduce to this reading. The first one I'm going to introduce is Divine Animal Oracle by Stacy DeMarco. It is just a beautiful deck. I've been using it for the past few days. I just can't say enough about it. It talks about animals, a lot that are going extinct, which is very disheartening that a lot of animals won't be here for my grandkids. Great grandkids probably, but that's the way it is. And the next deck that I'm reading is Chinese Fortune Reading Cards. So this, you see the money on there. This is by Sharina Starr, which I don't think I said that before. So I love the Chinese reading cards. They're just really beautiful. They really are. I've wanted them for a while and I did get them. So I'm open to a lot of different cultures. I am totally interested in a lot of different cultures. Ever since I was little, it just interests me, and thank goodness I had parents that were not prejudiced in any way. So that worked out really good. When I was young, my mom and dad were not prejudiced. My stepdad's a different story, but my biological father, I'm thankful, was not, never saw any of that from my grandparents either. So anyway, let's go on. I'm going to start with the Divine Animals Oracle. So let's go Leo Virgo. So a cusper is somebody who is born on the day it changes, which I am born on the day it changes from Leo to Virgo. So everyone tried telling me I was Leo when I was young, and I had a sister that was Leo. And definitely there was no similarity. We were 7 years apart. She was 7 years younger, and bless her heart, she passed about 5 years ago, and I miss her so much. But anyway, now I lost track of what I was saying, thinking about her. So, she was 100% Leo, is all I could say. It was definitely, people would come up to me, and if they started talking about her, I was like, oh no, what are they going to tell me? You know, what did she do now? Because she let it, everything, she wore her heart on her sleeve. So the first one for you is Cat. Oh, how beautiful. This is intuition. And this is number 37. 37, if you add the numbers, would be 10 and ending. So there's going to be an ending to something. I feel like because you're going to find out somebody is wearing a mask. Somebody is trying to mislead you. Somebody is not for your highest good, and they are trying their hardest to hurt you. And I feel like you are very protected. Your third eye is very, very aware of what's going on. And this person has no idea. So let me find what it says a little bit about that. So it says, use and develop your intuition. Your gut feeling is correct. You are not your mind. Develop your magical skills further. Introduce more play into your life. The Egyptian goddess Bast is the embodiment of cat energy. A very ancient deity she was originally a lion goddess, somewhat like Sekhmet, but her leonine nature diminished in favor of the cat energy. A very ancient goddess, Bast is featured in the Egyptian Book of the Dead. Statues of Bast usually depict either a woman with a cat's head or a regal, beautifully formed cat with royal symbology, and sometimes a lion mask signifying a hidden fierce nature. Bast offered protection to her worshippers in everyday life rather than in battle, as this was Sekhmet's role, and she was the goddess who helped bring messages and guidance through intuition. Bast also demonstrated a loving, playful energy. The historian Herodotus traveled to Egypt in the 5th century BC and told of his experience of the festival of Bast at the riverside town of Bubastis. He spoke of people traveling down the river by small boat and playing and jesting with the people on the shore as they passed. Once they reached the temple, they make a festival with great sacrifices, and more wine is drunk at the feast than in the whole year. Sounds like a lot of fun, the book says. And in ancient Egypt, domestic cats were very much a part of city and family life. In a time when plague and disease could not easily be halted and could easily spread, the services of the fine feline hunter were appreciated. Cats became symbols of protection and royalty and were even mummified as companions and protectors of the dead in the afterlife. In Norse mythos, cats famously pulled the goddess Freya's chariot, surely an activity not for beginners. Cats have always been associated with the witchcraft of many traditions, especially in Europe. It was said that a black cat could give you good or bad luck depending on your culture, and the cats are able to see spirits and travel between the world of the dead and living at will. It is the association that made cats a target for burning and killing in the Middle Ages and encouraged the plague that was spread by fleas carried on rats. Next to dogs, cats are the most popular domesticated companion animal. I say domesticated lightly because scientists believe they haven't quite completed the domestication cycle as yet, since they tend to survive well on their own in colonies and still retain a very independent nature. Humans have been a part of cat lives in excess of 10,000 years, according to the latest archaeological information. So it talks about how they come in all shapes and sizes, how they are athletic, they're able to jump great distances, they have a variety of vocal sounds with their purring, and they just really like humans. Cats really do like humans. So they create happiness too, curiosity, playing, and it says, if you have a cat yourself, it is said that you have the blessing of any goddess who loved cats, so this is only enhance your life. Beautiful. So beautiful number one. I hope that didn't take too long. Intuition for your first one. So the next one, Sea Otter, Transformation, 18. Wow, beautiful. So Sea Otter. So let me find 18 real fast. Hopefully this isn't too long. After, I won't need the book soon. Even though I have been reading it over and over. So transformation is a true constant if we allow it. We can change our future and we learn from our past. We should only try to transform ourselves, not someone else, as this is against free will. Do not judge others too quickly or harshly. Relax a little and rise. The Welsh goddess, gosh, I should have checked this, Ceridwen, was a master potions maker and queen of transformation. She was often busy over a huge cauldron that contained great bubbling potions to heal, change, or create. Ceridwen had a son, Morfrin, who was very ugly. Although she could not change this, she decided to magically grant him deep wisdom as a kind of recompense. To do this, though, took much time and expertise, and the potion was complex and had to be boiled and stirred non-stop for a year and a day. Should the potion grow cool or stodgy, it would fail. The potion was also very dangerous. Only the first 3 drops would be imbibed, would work, and the rest would kill instantly. Well, this is very bleak. She found a young boy, Gwion, who had to stir and keep the fire burning when she could not. So this talks about, she put 3 drops of the hot potion onto his thumb. Without thinking, he licked the potion from his thumb and instantly became wise. All the wisdom meant for Morfrin flowed into the little boy. Frightened and knowing that the Ceridwen would be angry, Gwion ran away. But Ceridwen saw what had happened and chased the boy. The potion made Gwion magical, and he was able to transform into a hare. But the lady turned into a racing greyhound to catch him. And reaching the sea, he turned into a fish, but she turned into a sea otter. So he leaped up into the air and turned into a swallow, and she became a hunting hawk. And then it goes on that he turned himself into a single grain of corn, and she transformed himself into a hen and ate him. What a story. So it talks about, she found out she was pregnant, and she knew it had to have been fathered by the boy. This is amazing, and didn't decided once born, a boy child, he was so fair-faced that instead she sewed him inside a leather bag and floated him off in the ocean. So he was saved by sea otters that nursed the child upon their bellies and took him to the shore. A human prince found the child and raised him in his royal household, and he became the famous poet Taliesin. Wow, so transformation. So this talks about transformation can be very, very powerful. Very powerful. It talks about how happy sea otters are, how they break their little stones. They grow in the, she doesn't say they grow, of course. They're in the Pacific Ocean, she said. Their habitats are close offshore. So beautiful, beautiful sea otter. Talks about you can change. You have powerful ability to change, Leo Virgo. You have intuition and you have the power to change. So the next one, wow, this is really freaky that this came out. And I'm going to show you why. This is too wild. I was hoping it wouldn't come out for a little while longer. Let me find the meaning too, and then I'm going to show you. And I don't even know if I should show everybody because I noticed something about it and I was excited and I went back to the book and it wasn't in the book. So I'm like, oh no, why did I notice this and it's not in the book? Alright, so the first one is Orca 30. Isn't that beautiful? So this says song lines. You're walking in the bloodlines of your ancestors, but you are an individual who makes your own destiny. Seek better communications with family, nourish yourself, and exercise extreme self-care. Share your skills with others. So this talks about how orcas usually travel in generations. So there could be 5 generations of feminine orcas that travel, and the males seem to just go. There's usually a male in the pod, but sometimes there's not, and they just go as the female. So it talks about the girl in the picture. It talks about her dad, she was a beautiful maiden who refused marriages arranged by her father, instead preferring to commune with nature. Her father had enough of her disobedience and he married her off to the very next hunter who came along, a man who offered much fish to the family. Knowing his daughter would resist, Sedna's father gave her a sleeping potion to drink, and she awoke far from her home in the company of her new husband. The trouble was, this man was not a man at all, but a great petrel spirit bird that had disguised his true form. Sedna found herself sitting in a giant nest surrounded by thousands of screeching birds with no way home. It says she cried out so loudly that her father heard her. In fear and anger, her father heard her, and he sailed his canoe over the vast icy sea to rescue her from the nest. So Sedna and her father were pecked by angry birds, and so they began to paddle away. And the spirit bird whipped up a fierce storm that threatened to capsize their small vessel. In his fear, Sedna's father pushed her overboard, hoping this would placate the bird husband and save his own life. Sedna managed to grasp the side of the canoe to stop herself from sinking, but in his panic her father cut off her fingers and she sank to the underworld of the ocean. There she grew a fish's tail and became the mistress of all. Her cut fingers transformed into beautiful sea mammals such as seals and whales, which are integral in the survival of all Inuit. Her guardians, the orcas, were her messengers and told of her to others. Sedna grants hunters upon the ocean successful hunt, without which they would be an extreme hardship. She provides nourishment in this unforgiving environment if a hunt is unsuccessful. After all, there are no rich pastures or supermarkets to fall back on in the Arctic. Sedna is seen in the shadow aspect of her vengeful, so hunters give gifts and songs to her as they set out to their boats. In Sedna myths, good stewardship of the ocean is finite resource is necessary, and taboos are upheld to underline this a lesson we could do well to maintain. So it talks about orcas, their 50 interlocking inward leaning teeth. Then it talks about obviously the magic. Orcas can be raised by singing your own song by the sea. It is feminine magic that can be used to help reach family relationships. So I'm going to show you what I noticed about this card. So this, you have song lines, talking about bloodlines, family lines. So look at this card, you guys. This didn't say this in the deck either. So you see how cool this is, but watch. Isn't that amazing? Wow, it's like a double card to me. It's like double meaning. That's beautiful. And to me it means like as it is above is so below is what that means to me. So anyway, let's move on to the Mystical Cats Tarot deck. Thank you so much for coming to my channel. I hope you really like these cards. Thank you to those who view and subscribe. If you like the way I read, go ahead and subscribe. That would be awesome. And we'll have the regular readings up next week for the regular signs and then the cuspers. So the first one is Good Kitty. Look at this, Leo Virgo. This is good karma. So look at the cat there. You have good karma, maybe for somebody manipulating you, somebody lying to you, misleading you, taking you down a path, and you have good karma because somebody, I feel like, really interfered in your life's plans. So look at this, the Hermit. This is Virgo placement right here to me. Look at all the pomegranates in the tree and the moon in the background. So that really could have something to do with the full moon tonight that's in Leo. So wow. So next one is Two of Earth. Two of Earth is balance and strength. So you are balanced right now, Leo Virgo, and you have a lot of strength. And you have abundance coming to you, and the universe is giving you the abundance for something somebody put you through. So Ace of Sky. So Ace of Sky is saying, this came out for Leo in the reading before in a different deck, but it talks about, it might have been this deck, and it talks about somebody wanting to be truthful. Somebody wants to communicate to you. They want to tell you something, I feel like, and they want to come clean about something is what I'm feeling. So the next one is Eight of Sea. So Eight of Sea is somebody who is very selfish, somebody who took from you, they took your kindness, took it for granted. And we got that back here with the mask and the black cats, and I do feel like the universe is taking care of you for what this person did. Fire Kitten. So Fire Kitten is somebody who was very childish, very immature. This person was selfish, but they also did immature things. They didn't care the consequences. They really didn't think things through. They just did actions, and then immature again, Sea Kitten. So this row seems to be really for this person who caused these issues for you, who you left in the past. And then look at this Demon Cat. It could have been Capricorn placement. This is toxic energy. This is somebody where you had enough. I feel like you may have chased this person, but they just kept acting like you were going to chase them, and finally you just said, okay, I'm done here. And then you turn around and retreat, and then they're like trying to get your attention, waving to you, hello, hello, I'm going to run this way, chase me, and you're like, you're too immature, you're too selfish, and you do childish things. I'm going a different direction now. So I do feel that, I feel like a lot of you probably went way too long putting up with some energy like that, is what I'm feeling. So the next one is Stars. Look at this. This is Leo and Aquarius, which is amazing because the full moon tonight is Aquarius moon and Leo, or you know what I'm trying to say there. Wow, that's just amazing. Amazing. So there's the moon right there that's tonight in that card. So then you have Three of Sea, which is Friends. So this tells me that this person who did something childish, I feel like they tainted your friends. So I don't know if this person told your friends a lie about you, is what I'm feeling, or they told people stuff that wasn't true about you. Look at Four of Fire, wow. So this is marriage, long-term commitment, celebration around the immaturity. So I do feel like there's some sort of star quality for you, wish coming true, and friends. Maybe you have a friend coming forth that is looking for a long-term relationship with you, wants to ask you to marry them. And then you have Sea King. So Sea King is somebody you blocked and don't talk to anymore. This person loves you. It is clarifying the Capricorn toxic energy. They live far away from you now and they watch you. So I'm just going to look through the cards again. The Strength card came out up here, the Leo card. Very beautiful. So I mean, wow, you have consequences. Somebody's having consequences for misleading you. Somebody misled you, and you're going a new direction. You are back on your path, and you're doing what you want to be doing. You're going towards happiness. Wow, beautiful cards coming for you. So now I'm going to switch to the Chinese fortune reading cards that I really, really love. I love all my cards. And I really want to show off my plants and put all my plants in the reading too, because they're growing really, really good, I must say, and I'm so happy for that. Wow, look at this, Leo Virgo. Your very first Chinese fortune reading card is money, number 10. There's going to be an ending to your hard times, Leo Virgo. The money is going to come in. Something is coming in for you. You have stability back here. You have good karma card. You have this wish fulfillment and stability. You have intuition. And which one was this? This was transformation. Your life is changing. You're never going to have hard times again. And then you have song lines. So song lines talks about bloodlines. That this was predisposed in your blueprints of your life coming down here to earth. I know that sounds crazy to a lot of people, but yeah, your bloodline. Your bloodline is looking out for you. You've passed what they've set out for you, I feel, to accomplish, and you've done it. So you are at the vibration where they feel like you can handle income without being greedy and hurtful to other people, without being too kind and giving it away, because you kind of learned, I'd say, in the last 5 years, where people just took from you. So you're not going to be that person anymore. That could be the big transformation where a lot of you shifted. You're not as giving as you were 2 years ago, I feel, as you were a year ago. So the next one is family, number 15. So this is beautiful. So this talks about if you don't have a family right now, you're going to be coming into a family, and I know that sounds amazing to get money and then get a family, because you definitely don't want somebody with you for money. But I do feel like things are going to fall into place where you're going to find somebody who you connect with, who appreciates you, and it's just going to fall into place. And the money is going to be an added bonus from the universe. It's not, they're not going to give you money and give you somebody who's going to break your heart and not love you, because you seem to have already learned those lessons in that tasks. And the next one is love. I cannot make this up. Wow, 2. So you have 10, 15, and 2, love. Look at this. And this reminds me of Pisces, for any of you who have Pisces placement. This is beautiful. And this could be, obviously, twin flame right there. Like, I do feel like somebody's coming towards you that is just going to understand you and appreciate you and respect you way more than anyone ever did. And you're going to be so shocked when this person comes. I feel you're just going to be like, where have you been all my life? And they're going to be like, where have you been all my life? You see what I'm saying? And it's going to be beautiful. So then you have peace. I am a being of love, and I release all negative energy. So you're moving away from the negativity, which helps you bring the abundance into you. It helps your family, the ones you love, bring close to you, and it also helps love come towards you. You're vibrating at a really high vibration of peace for a lot of you Leo Virgos. Pride. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. So this is saying how your light is going to shine, because you're going to be really happy. Your pride is going to be happy that people who said you couldn't do it, or people who may have called you those horrible names that people call you. I don't even want to start naming them on here and ruin this beautiful reading. But your pride really, like, you pushed it inside and didn't stand up to people who were mean to you, people who ridiculed you, people who tried to dim your light because you were brighter than them, and so they tried to hurt you to get you to not rise up. So sad. And then failure. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. So I do feel like you had to learn many times of love. I feel like you failed at love many times, a lot of Virgos, and it wasn't you. It was probably that you gave too much and you made it, I apologize, easy for people to come in and manipulate you, because you vibrated so high and loving. It was easy. You just assumed everybody did. But you found out the hard way through love situation failures that not everybody So that's why this new person coming into you is going to have it a little difficult. They're really going to have to be persistent and show you they really are there for long term. Because I feel like a lot of Leo Virgos are just going to look at this person and kind of like roll their eyes and walk away. Like, yeah, been there, done that. Heard that before. So this is going to be different. I know it's horrible to say that, but I really do feel like this is going to be very different. And you know what? I'm going to read something for you real fast too. So in the Chinese reading cards, they have feng shui tips, and I am so feng shui. It's awesome. That's all I can say. I align things so weird. I noticed my younger son does too ever since he was little. But I had a friend come in, I'd say a few weeks ago, with her daughter, she is 7. They moved out of state, but she made a comment about how she liked how I have everything in a certain place in my house, and I was so happy. She was so young, and it's like, wow, she noticed how the way everything was, and I told her it was feng shui. But anyway, so feng shui tip: Mandarin ducks marry for life, so place a pair of rose quartz Mandarin ducks in the right hand corner of your bedroom to attract a life partner or create harmony in an existing personal relationship. This can also help create a better environment for the household in general. Isn't that beautiful? And I could read them all for the cards, but I'm always going to do the last one, so hopefully we work through. So I'm switching to the Dragon Wisdom for you. Hopefully this isn't too many cards, because I thought of taking one out, but I couldn't. I wish I could use all of them. Okay, Avalon is the card that comes up for you. So Avalon is like finding your song. Finding the place. It kind of goes with the bloodline up here, where you're going to the place, the wish fulfillment, to where your life changes and you're happy. You're singing a song because you're vibrating high and you're in a vibration of peace. See the light? So yes, you're definitely going to a place where you're going to feel comfortable, you're going to feel safe, you're going to be able to sing, you're going to be able to just be comfortable. And then peace. Wow, look at that. That's amazing. So your life is changing. I know you feel it, and you're going to a more peaceful life. So you basically have 3 peace, but this peace right here is more of a lifetime of peace that you've accumulated for yourself, that you've learned through these failures at love and relationships, maybe in family relationships, what you want and don't want. And you've changed to a way that you're not accepting anything less than what you want. And that's making things come in for you. So wow, water chalice. So water chalice talks about emotions, talking about vibrating very high, which you have to deal with emotions. You don't have to. You have free will to do whatever you want. To me, I feel we deal with emotions to bring peace about us. If we don't deal with emotions, it doesn't make us vibrate at a peaceful state. We vibrate at worry. We have a lot of different emotions. So when you deal with emotions in reality, instead of covering them up or hiding them, you move forward. You take the steps in life that is necessary for you to move forward instead of staying in like the failure. So when the failure happened, you didn't just stop. You didn't stop and say, oh, I'm not going to try anymore. You still have that belief system, that hope, which is beautiful. And the last card for you is hiding, number 5. So this talks about changes coming in, and you're hiding that change coming. When it comes in, you are not telling anybody. There is something big, and you have the money back here, you have the family, and you have the love. So you have money and love coming towards you, and when it comes, you're going to be very emotional, but you have so many peace cards. You're going to be vibrating in such a peaceful place, and you're going to be hiding that to other people, your peaceful place and what's going on in your life that is making you at that peaceful place, because it's all your own energy and you want to keep it to yourself. It's going to be so beautiful. So I hope this helps. Thank you so much. Bless you, Leo Virgo.